we're mocking, we're drafting. I don't know what pick. I don't even know what type of league it's going to be. We'll find out soon. We'll spin the wheel. Michael Bolton, get your spinning arms going.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy, your daily NBA fantasy podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd, and a guy who has lots of ivory is less likely to hurt Stampy more than a guy whose ivory supplies are low. I think that's a message and a lesson we can all learn. I'm also the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com, and today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Thank you also for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free. We are available on all platforms. Do Not Draft Show has dropped. Must Draft Show has dropped. We're going to have 240 game shows coming up. We're going to have season win totals coming up. We're going to have injury updates, what to do with the players who are injured to begin the season and where to take them. That'll happen. Preseason notes will come up. And then we'll get into the regular season. We've got more mock drafts as well. That's all coming up over the next few days. The best way to make sure you don't miss it is subscribing, of course. So we're going to talk. We're going to do a mock draft here. We'll get to that. Of course, I wouldn't be able to do all these shows if it wasn't for people who supported me and the sponsors who support me. So in order to make sure that our mock drafts flow nicely, we got to tell you about the sponsors right off the top. Today's episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth. 401ks, properties, investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there is Monarch Money, the all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. It is so simple to use. Monarch is built for people with busy lives, putting all of your information together, spitting out data, information that's easy for you to see, to show to the people who need to know about the financials in your life. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code LOCKEDONNBA. Today's episode is also brought to you by Game Time. The NBA season is here, preseason's on, and the regular season's 7 days away. So if you want tickets to go see live events, live NBA, your team playing live, in person, live, Game Time is what you got to do. So Game Time comes in giving you the advantage in getting those tickets. It's the ultimate life hack for scoring amazing NBA tickets, fast, easy, and stress-free. What you see is what you pay for on Game Time. You don't have to worry about hidden fees popping up at checkout. The price you see is the price that you pay. And their zone deals are also a game changer. You just pick the area that you want to sit. Game Time finds the best ticket for you, and you save big money. So take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. The code is LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Okay, so let's go in and have a look at the old Wheel of Destiny and see what we're going to be doing. And I did add something on here. I added a Yahoo Points Pick 5 mock draft on there because I haven't done a Yahoo Points draft in about a week. So we'll do that there. I also do have both pick 13 and 14 in there. I think that if one of 13 or 14 comes up, we'll do it. But I don't think that I'll do both 13 and 14 for 14-team leagues. 14-team leagues aren't as popular. It's more 12s and 10s. So I don't think I'll do both. I don't think I'll do both 13 and 14. Just letting you know that. So let's spin the wheel. What are we actually going to do here for this episode today? Oh, it's close. It is a points mock draft. Yahoo Points pick number 5. So this intro screen that I created, which I created earlier, is wrong. Because it's not a 9 category league. It's a Yahoo Points scoring mock draft. So we might as well get ready to go into that. But I do have to tell you that today's episode is also brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel's got a great offer that you won't want to miss. If you're a new customer on FanDuel, you can bet just $5, and you get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right, you pick a bet, you put $5 down, you win it. You get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. It might be on player props, it might be on same-game parlays, it might be on multi-game parlays, it might be live in-game betting, it might be on NBA futures and season win totals, which we're going to do a show on coming up as well. So get that $5 bet in, win your $300 in bonus bets, and get ready to use it. So what are you waiting for? Right now, go and download the FanDuel app from FanDuel.com. and get started. And don't forget to gamble responsibly. All right, let's get into this mock draft. Yahoo Points scoring, pick number 5. All right, we're in. Let's go. Ignore this. It's not a 9-category mock draft. It's a Yahoo Points mock draft. That's what the wheel brought up. And I'm picking at number 5 in this draft. So I will be happy with anyone that I get. Giannis, Jokic, Wemby, Doncic, and Shea are my options. I'm very happy to get any of those players. We will see which one of them falls to me, or if something weird happens that I get a choice and someone else goes in the top 4. I don't think that's going to happen. We did have everyone in this room. A couple of those names have turned white for whatever reason, but they are here. I know they're here. I saw them all here before. But if they annoy me, then, we'll get a reaction. We are 4 seconds away from starting. Tryhard is up first. If you do jump in these mock drafts, I advertise them on Twitter, by the way. And if I see that you've been in multiple, I will just kick you out. I just want more people to be in them. It's not anything specifically against you. I appreciate you always trying to join them. It's more that I just want to get different names and different people having opportunities into the draft. So that's what'll happen. Doncic at 1 is it's a choice. Absolutely, it's a choice. Jokic at 2, Wemby at 3, Shea at 4. And I'll tell you right now, my number 1 projected fantasy points per game player this season is Giannis. I wouldn't take him at 1 just because I'm a little bit worried about his injury and whatever this team is. But him at 5 to me is an absolutely gigantic W. Like, it is a huge W for me to get Giannis at 5. Easily over Shea. I don't think there's a discussion in a Yahoo Points league. It's that I'm loving that. Cade goes next. Anthony Edwards goes next. By the way, Anthony Edwards was 16th in Yahoo Points last season. He is not the guy to take at 7. The Booker at 8 is possibly too early. You got Harden at 9, Trey at 10. Let's just go the Giannis build. There is no build. FFS. Steph Curry at 11. Incredibly early. Do people not know what they are drafting here? And again, these can be the problems when you jump into drafts and ranks are confusing. Steph Curry should not go at 11. Should not touch pick 11 in a Yahoo Points league. Not remotely close. Sabonis at number 12. I actually find that's not too bad. I still think there are other guys that I would prefer over him. But these picks are not right. I'm just going to type this in here. You guys know this is points, yeah? Durant goes at 14. It's fine. I think there are other picks that you could make there. Davis next is very reasonable. I'm going to get one of Josh Giddey or Alperen Sengun, and I think they both could be close enough to first round per game players. Or Paolo Banchero, Evan Mobley going here. Tyrese Maxey going here. Maxey's actually a really good pick there. Towns going at that spot is fine. There goes Giddey. Cotolino knows what's up. This is an easy Sengun pick for me. That's an incredibly straightforward pick. But where is Paolo Banchero? Guys, I'd take Sengun there, but Paolo should have gone ahead of Curry, ahead of Durant, ahead of Towns. Amen Thompson at this spot is, I'm just checking, it's okay. I don't mind that, but again, where is Paolo? Thank you, Case 38. Remember, when you are on Yahoo, the rankings at the moment are skewed category for whatever reason. So you will find things like this happen. This is not, you need to get better drafters for a mock. Guys, this happens in drafts all the time. People either don't know what they're doing, don't pay attention. These things happen continuously. This is actually a reflection. Also remember, your team's trash, you don't know what you're doing. These picks should never go here. They'll never happen in real draft. You never know this stuff. You know how many wild things happen in drafts all the time. There's no such thing as this team will be trash all season. We don't know this. These are bad picks. Some of them can be bad picks, but you don't know it. We don't know how these things are going to play out. So people can misjudge the rankings, the ADPs, what the league is, what they're doing. There are so many ways that this thing can change up. After Paolo goes Jalen Johnson and Scotty Barnes, which I think is fine. Then it's Adebayo, and I do like that LaMelo Ball pick. Zion next. Zion is a top 10 points per game player, I'm pretty sure, this season. Jaylen Brown next is also really strong. Now, my debate comes, do I take Morant? Do I take Porzingis? Because they're both in this area. Or do I take Pascal Siakam? I'm going to go a little bit safety there on Siakam, even though I think Morant and Porzingis will outperform him on a per-game basis. I will take a little bit... the differences between them is not large enough for me to necessarily jump onto that risk. So after Siakam goes Cooper Flag, which is marginally early, but I'm not that much against it. I like Jamal Murray there. What do you think Cooper Flag can average fantasy points-wise? Because to me, this area of a draft should be 40, 41 fantasy point guys. I'm not sure that Flag gets to that. I think there'll be periods of the season where he does, but I think that maybe we're looking 38, which again is not that big of a difference. Jamal Murray goes next. Jalen Brunson at this spot as well. Brunson's rank on Yahoo is 19. His ADP is 22. This is the right spot for Jalen Brunson in round 3. The next one is the Bronco, Jalen Williams, who, again, this is probably the correct spot. The only worry you have is, what if the Thunder are bullshitting us and he's out for a month? Very possible. Austin Reeves, I like Austin Reeves at this spot for category leagues. For points leagues, I think it's probably around too early for a points league, although when LeBron is out, he will push up. If Luka misses time, he will push up. I think in a category league, it's beautiful. In a points league, it's pushed a little high. I also think that is, again, it's not that big of a deal from old mate Seinfeld. By the way, Seinfeld, just if that is your real name, just make sure you're staying, far enough away from schools, so you don't find your next wife. Chet Holmgren at 35, cool. Jaren Jackson at 36, reasonable. Yeah, pretty reasonable. But we all know De'Aaron Fox, I don't think he's going to miss that much time. It's a fine pick here. But we are getting into the Ja Morant needs to go. Kristaps Porzingis needs to be taken in these areas because we're talking top 20 upside minimum. If all things go correct, Morant could be a top 15 player per game. And we're in round 4. Franz Wagner is your next pick, which I do not like. Franz last season, Yahoo Points was 30th, I guess, but I'm not really that into it. Dyson Daniels also, that's like in category leagues, sure. Dyson was 50th in points leagues last season, so we're at pick 40 there. I don't understand it. Understand your values. Understand the players. Understand what they did last season, what they could change this season. Miles Turner at 41 feels wrong. It looks way early. Oh, it's my pick. Okay, so Morant has lasted. I know they're still claiming week to week. I don't care. This is a first round upside sort of player. What do you make of the news that Embiid might play in the preseason finale? Are you going to bump him up? It's encouraging. My thing with Embiid is I thought he was going to miss the beginning of the season. That's true. But also don't have faith in him lasting the season. So it softens my approach on Embiid a little bit, but not enough for him to start looking in round 3 or anything like that. He's still going to go outside the top 50 for me. Kawhi is the next pick, and that's part of it again. Kawhi is healthy, but the concern is how is he able to last through the year? In a category league, I don't mind him here. In a roto league, I love Kawhi here. In a points league, he's not as high upside, so I'd like to push that a little bit later if possible. Vooch goes next, which is very, very reasonable. Zubats goes next, which is also like, you think that maybe it's not as reasonable. I don't mind Zubats there. And then Brandon Miller rounds out round 4. Again, has not looked great in preseason. I do think that after the wrist surgery and the fact that he couldn't shoot for a while, he'll be a bit rusty, but I'm pretty sure he will be okay in this spot. Now, do I pair, for example, I can't now because old mate just took Porzingis, but could I have added Morant and Porzingis together? I probably would avoid doing that just for the risk. Okay. This is more just an illustration of we are in a points league, that Jalen Green can go in this area. I think that Alex Sarr can be taken around here. Tyler Hero should be someone we look at, especially if Dominique Wilkins' comments end up being correct that he's available at the start of the season. I don't think that's going to be true, but we would look at Hero around this area, absolutely. But I'll take Jalen Green there at pick number 53 for a points league. I would not do that for a category league, but for a points league, I am doing it very clearly. Another one we're going to start to look at soon is going to be, Jimmy Butler I could have taken there. I didn't want to go back-to-back Morant and Butler. Again, Butler not injured at the moment, but he can very easily get injured. It happens all the time. After Jalen Green was Des Bane, and I am not I'm not into that at all. Then goes Levine. I am not as into that. And then goes Embiid, which I am into at 58. 56, sorry. Pirtle at 57? Oh, no, that's okay. I don't mind him there. Jimmy Butler, that's a good steal from you. J11 at number 58. I like that pick of him there. Who was it? Butler. That's a really strong pick. Seinfeld, what are you doing? DeRozan at 59. It's going to be... It's not bad. Right? I think it's fine in that range. There are guys that I prefer instead, but also in a category league, I wouldn't touch in there. In a points league, I would. Ooh, hero. That's interesting. Obviously, now, I don't like the approach of what Effelant has done because he's gone Jaren Jackson, previous to the start of the season. Darren Fox, missing the start of the season. Tyler Hero, missing the start of the season. You've already filled up your 3 ILs to begin the year. And did you get tremendous discounts on them? Not really. And if you got tremendous discounts, say you got Jackson, Fox, Hero in round 5, 6, 7, they go, yeah, cool. Lose week 1 and you're sweet. But you didn't. So that's I don't. And then, man, then he has Larry Marketing. I despise that team. It's just too much going on there. Jarrett Allen is absolutely not somebody that I would have taken in this area. Allen last season was 80th per game, so why are we taking him at 62? Jordan Poole at 63, I don't particularly like either. This is an incredibly interesting draft. And then it is Asar Thompson at 64, who I do think is fine here. But like the guys that I want in this area, Brandon Ingram, yeah, there's a risk. Miles Bridges, sure, he's on the Hornets. Alex Sarr? Well, there goes Miles. Both Bridges. Mikal Bridges went ahead of Miles Bridges. That's stupid. Why would Mikal go first? I'm going to take Ingram, and I think I'll get Sarr on the way back around. That's my plan anyway. So after Asar went Darius Garland, why would we take Mikal Bridges there? I don't understand that either. Mikal last season was 97th. I don't get it. After I took Ingram at pick 68, we go with Duran. Peyton Pritchard at 70 is solid enough, pretty good. I think Shaden Sharp should be discussed in this area. I wish we had some clarity on what was happening with the... why is Josh Hart going at 71? It's not terrible, but yeah, no. We've got better options there. And we should be getting it... you dickhead. There goes Alex Sarr. That's who I wanted. I've got centers, haven't I? I need a guard-eligible player. I'm going to throw Ayton into my queue. I'm going to throw Anunoby into my queue. And quickly. Bazalis goes at 73. Well, I like what this guy is doing, try hard. Mark Williams at 74. Quickly at 75. All solid. Do I take Shaden Sharp? I think I might. Michael Porter, I just no. That team is watching Michael Porter and Cam Thomas play together is going to be needs one of those like cigarette packet warnings. It's going to be so detrimental. It's holy crap. It's going to be disgusting. Shaden Sharp for me at 77. I wouldn't do it that high in a category league. In a points league, I think he might be top 50. Probably not, but might. We are in the points guys zone, like the RJ Barretts, Kevin Porter, DeAndre Ayton in this area too. There goes, after Sharp goes Simons. Absolutely not. No, what are we doing? No, thank you. Simons. Anthony Simons. That Simons. Nah, I'm good. What was Simons for points last season? 94th. So why are we taking him here? At 78. Cam Thomas, 79. Exactly the same as Porter. He might be fine on a per-game basis, and he is. He's right up in this area. But how often is he playing? What are they doing down the stretch? I like the Rowan Barrett pick. That's good. Jenner Ayton, very strong. OG Anunoby, very strong. Christian Brown, incredibly bad. Why would Christian Brown be worth a pick in this area? I don't understand it. Rudy Gobert is a good pick, though, at 84. I like that one, too. I wonder who's going to take the plunge on like a CJ McCollum. And Walker Kessler, who realistically should be going here. I got into a debate with someone on Twitter yesterday who was like, man, I think Yusuf Nurkic is being slept on. He also said Chris Middleton. And I agree, Middleton should be drafted. But he's like, Nurkic has looked great in preseason. And Nurkic is still a good player. I just find it incredibly unlikely that the Jazz would bench Walker Kessler to play in Jusuf Nurkic. Now, there'll be games where Kessler misses and Nurkic plays and plays well, and honestly might play better than Kessler. But that's not what the Jazz are about. So while when we're looking at preseason numbers, man, Nurkic looks great. They've still got to fit Hendricks, Kessler, Filipowski, Markkanen, all that into that mix. And Nurkic just isn't going to play enough. Okongwu goes after Gobert, followed by Cam Johnson, Isaiah Hartenstein, and CJ McCollum. I like that McCollum pick. I don't really know why old mate Kessler isn't starting to go. I guess there are concerns, and he's dealing with a shoulder issue at the moment, which, is that just pretense for the nonsense coming later on? Maybe. I'm going to throw Kevin Porter into there. Andrew Nembhard going at that spot feels a little early. It's not too bad. I think I would have preferred his teammate in Benedict Mathurin for a points league. Norman Powell is at 90, which, whatever. Steph Castle at 91. Oh, absolutely no way. Why? No. This is... now, do I pull the Walker Kessler trigger? No, I'm going to take the Kevin Porter. I wish I didn't do that. Bloody hell, I hate that pick. Because I worry that Kevin Porter is bad, and I'm fairly confident he's bad. But I'm worried that Doc Rivers realizes he's bad and plays Ryan Rollins. Dante DiVincenzo, that's early. DiVincenzo was 148th in points per game last season. Seems early. Seems early to get him at 93. Ben Mathurin at 94 is good. Paul George, this is getting into sort of have to take Paul George territory as well. Tumani Kamara is actually worth it at this spot. I like him a lot. Now, my debate is going to be, do I take Kessler? Do I take Klingon? Or do I take Paulie George? Jaden Ivey at 96. Yeah, actually, that's good. I think that in a points league, that does make quite a bit of sense there. Also, very surprised that Kalal Ware didn't go, because yesterday, people would have been drafting him in the 80s. But then yesterday he started, had a 14 usage and scored 6 points or whatever it was. People go, oh, maybe not. Just shows you how quickly things can change. And of course, he just goes now. Eason, 97. Andy Wiggins, 98. Ware, 99. Walker Kessler was 59th per game last season. I know there are concerns here. I'm just doing it. At 101, I'm doing it. Paul George last season for points leagues was also 70th per game. So Aldama there. No, why is Klingon not getting picked? What is Monk going at this spot for? Guys, this is very intriguing. Very intriguing indeed. Zach Edey also is going to be a great pick coming up. He's just frustrating. Now, Brandon Podziemski, I told you I was a little bit concerned about him because of what Steve Kerr was doing, but then Moses Moody got hurt. So that opens things up for Podziemski. And then last game, he was great. Now, it is worth noting for Podziemski. In that last game, Steph wasn't there, Butler wasn't there. So he was able to do everything. It's more to me the fact that Moody is currently out that might enable Pods to lock in a little bit more. But I'm somewhat concerned. Still, because I just don't know how Kerr's going to manage it. Especially when Melton returns. After Podziemski goes Draymond Green, which is, it's okay. Paul George, I like it. Klingon, I like it. Suggs, I just wish we had an idea of when he was playing, and he's also not that strong for a points league. Where is Suggs? He was 91st last season, remember though, on 28% usage, which he will not do this season. Oubre at 109 it feels incredibly early. Incredibly early. We should be looking at Aaron Gordon's and Drew Holiday's, Derek Lively, Naz Reid, Toby Harris, the Baptist, he just goes there, John Collins. There's a lot happening in this area of the draft. There goes Drew Holiday, Nick Claxton, although I don't really want Nets guys, and I just took Kessler, so I might avoid a Nets player there. And yeah, we should be starting to look to upside swing guys, which Keontae George is one of them who just went. We don't have to exclusively do that at this point. Also, I wonder what happens to Ace Bailey. Knee tendonitis yesterday and didn't play well, so did that push him down people's boards? Zach Edey goes to Kyle Guy Hader, good name. 113, it was Naz Reid. 114 was Reid, which is who I sort of did want. And now it's Herbert Jones at 115. Now, I guess my question to myself is, What am I going to do here? I'll take Harris there. I'm going to throw Derek Lively into my queue. I hope that he gets to 26 or 27 minutes. Kyle Kuzma at round 10. Oh, no. God, I could not dislike that. Yeah, that's not good. Wow, I do not like drafting Kuzma. I don't think Kuzma's going to start for Milwaukee, honestly. He might, but I don't think he's going to. Nick Claxton, did you do any other questionable picks? Because Claxton could get next. Although overall, I think your team is fine. Yeah, no, it's okay. You're good. Reed Shepherd at 119 is also solid in that area. We should be looking... I took the Thick Hogsman, as we know. Like, Chris Middleton is going to go into my queue. I obviously, he will have worries down the stretch and games off. But if I'm getting him in round 11 or 12, I'll deal that. And then once it's over, it's over. I think he beats that number comfortably while he's playing. Isaiah Jackson has had a lot of foul trouble in preseason. I think they're going to run Jackson, Huff, and Toppin at center. And like the Boston situation, and maybe even like the Charlotte situation, the 3 worst center rotations in the NBA, you are going to see no one really step up as a 28-minute player. You can take flyers on Jackson, on Huff, on Cater, on Garza, on Boucher, on Kalkbrenner, on Diabate. You can take flyers on all of those guys. But there is still... I'm going to take Bailey there. There is still a concern that they'll just play 21 minutes, 23 minutes, 27, and then 20, and be all over the place. So just be aware that when you're taking flyers on these guys, I like that DeAndre Hunter pick, Catalino, that's a good pick. Neesmith goes at 127. He is okay-ish there. When you're worried about those centers and the rotations and where they sit, like, understand you're taking flyers on them, it probably doesn't work out. It almost certainly doesn't work out. But maybe we get into the regular season and Cater plays 27, or Jackson plays 26 and cooks, or Kalkbrenner gets the job immediately. But that's why we're taking flyers. We don't really know. I think it's most likely that they all have sort of 3-way rotations, which makes it impossible for us. After Neesmith goes Keegan Murray, which is pick 128. It was an auto pick for Keegan. Obviously, he is missing the first month or so of the season, and in points leagues, his value is it's debatable. After Murray goes Pippen, Rissa Shea, and then Colin Sexton. I really don't even see upside in Sexton, to be honest. Not only is there Concanipple there, the big areola, but there's Trey Mann. So I don't know how much he's going to play. That Aaron Gordon pick is really, really good. If anyone takes Bobby Portis, it's going to be really good as well. I mentioned on the Do Not Draft show earlier today about PJ Washington, and if they play Cooper Flagg at point guard, Washington's value will rise. He's not a particularly early pick that you want to go for. Seinfeld, I like you taking Portis. I didn't like your other picks. I like your Portis pick. But Washington's an interesting guy to look at. Filipowski, 135. He's barely played. Hendricks is clearly ahead of him. And now there's Kessler and Nurkic and Markin in there as well. I think that as well as Filipowski played to end last season, I don't really see the clear minutes path at this point. Moussa Diabate goes next. Keyshawn George at 137. Why is Derek Lively sitting around? Nemesh Cater at 138 and Isaiah Collier 139. Look, Collier could get... I'm just going to take Lively. Collier could get into that scenario where it's Keontae George and there's Bryce Sensabaugh, but then there's also Walter Clayton now as well. I don't know how Collier is going to be able to do enough, to be honest. Now, last season, Collier was pretty good. Over the last 2 weeks of the season, he put up almost 39 fantasy points. But remember, who was out then? It could work for him. I'm very much not convinced. Who goes next? Jabari Smith. Okay. That was after Sam Hauser. I don't think that Hauser's the right pick here. But it's also okay. We're in definite flyer territory, and taking John Kuminga is the definition of that. He might be putrid, honestly. But there is the opportunity for him to play like if he gets 27, maybe. I'm also very, Cam Whitmore, flyer, no worries. He's doing nothing. Keyshawn George is ahead of him. Bill Ellis still has to come back. Middleton's still there. Those picks, Jackson, Whitmore, Russell, all totally good flyers from Try Hard. I think all of them will be droppable pretty quickly. But you take the chance just in case. Horford goes, then Quentin Grimes goes. I'm going to take Middleton with my next pick. Brycey Sensabaugh goes at 148. That's very much late enough for Middleton to be pretty valuable, I think. And then we'll see where the rest of this draft plays out. should I take a Yusuf Nurkic just to make old mate who was saying that he should be picked happy? But also no. But like, it's more that what if Kessler does miss the first few games of the season? Nurkic will be useful. He will be worth it. I won't do it, but it is possible. Klay Thompson, I have absolutely no interest in that pick at all. Scoot Henderson goes at 154. Just wish he was healthy, man. I like the pick otherwise. I just wish that he wasn't missing maybe 1 to 2 months to begin the season. Bob Carrington actually didn't miss a shot yesterday, which is much better than the game before where he didn't hit one. I still am not fully there on that. I'll tell you what I don't mind as a pick. I talked about it already in the Pacers centers, but Obi Toppin works pretty well in a points league build, points league setup, and if he can get like 1 to 2 extra minutes, could work. Jalen Wells at 156. He's had an impressive preseason. I agree with that, and I think that that's okay there. The big Areola goes next. Totally, again, we're taking flyers here. To me, my next pick, which is 164, like if Dennis Schroeder is there, that is, I will take him. Do I think that he's very good? No, but in a points league especially, he should beat that number pretty comfortably. Dylan Harper, 159. He looks really good, but the problem is going to be, are there enough opportunities? I think he looks awesome, honestly. Like, I think that it is pretty clear that he was the number 2 player in that draft, and he looks great. It's more Jason Tatum. All right, cool. Adem Bona picks make sense. They could be useless. If Embiid plays opening night, then it's useless to have Bona on your team at this stage. I'm taking Schroeder here. Edgecombe goes at 163. Again, do I think that Schroeder's an exciting player? No. Would I want to take him in the 10th round? No. But at 160, that turns into a flyer because he could beat it by 50. As much as he's not an exciting player, like the value is built in on that spot. And my last 2 picks are boring, man. It's Middleton and Schroeder, but they should beat those numbers pretty easily. After Schroeder goes Huff, Keon Ellis, Jeremy Grant, which, whatever, man. Like, that's okay if you want to do that. I don't, but I'm also not going to be against it. And then Obi Toppin is one who should have gone, but he did not. And then Karis LeVert goes next. Joby says, hey, Josh, my uncle recently passed away. Man, that's terrible news. Condolences to you and your family. He was a huge fan. Man, that's really sad. Not that he was a fan, but that he passed away. Appreciate that, Joby, and I hope that everything is going well with you and your family after that really terrible news. So there's go back to just a fantasy team now. My team, pick 5, Yahoo Points. Giannis, Sengun in round 2. Siakam, Morant, Jalen Green, Brandon Ingram, Shaden Sharp, Kevin Porter, Walker Kessler, Tobias Harris, Ace Bailey, Derek Lively, Chris Middleton, and Dennis Schroeder. My team does project the best. Again, the projections are the ones that I'm making, so that makes a lot of sense that they'd be up the top. I'm very happy with how this team worked out. Case 38's team came in 2nd, and Joby's came in 3rd. Tryhards in 4th. Overall, I love that pick. If you're getting Giannis at 5 in a Yahoo Points League, you should be incredibly happy with that result. And I brought that timer down to 20 seconds per pick. We're going to get this show done really quickly, which I enjoy a lot. Subscribe, thumb up, give it a hype if you're watching on the YouTube mobile app. We might do another mock today. I don't know. We'll see. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.